There's only one thing I hate more than lying. Skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unhealthy health foods.
The first thing I would do is say, okay, Whole Foods, is this really organic? And how do you know it's organic?
It's not a cookie, it's a fat-free Newton. Fat-free? I'm sure we can wait him out.
When you read the ingredient list on most of these packages, the first ingredient is potato. So you can read that as potato chips.
For this list, we're looking at food items that are often touted as being healthy, when in reality, they can be anything but. A note: evidence-based science is always evolving, so take everything with a grain of salt, but just a little, not too much sodium. Can you think of any more so-called healthy food items? If so, sound off in the comments below. Number 20, gluten-free snacks. Gluten-free is one of those buzzy terms that makes a food item sound super healthy. If it's free of something, that makes it better, right? Well, not exactly. It's true that if you have a gluten intolerance of any kind, then you should absolutely stick to gluten-free options. The thing is, modern research suggests a very low percentage of Americans suffer from celiac disease.
Mayo Clinic gastroenterologist Dr. Joseph Murray says only about 1% of Americans have celiac disease and should not eat gluten, the protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. But a 2011 study reported gluten also made some people who did not have celiac disease feel sick.
For the rest of us without this or any other gluten intolerance, ordering the gluten-free option isn't doing much good, as they often have the same effect on your body as their gluten-filled counterpart.
But eliminating gluten from your diet if you don't need to can actually pose risks to your health. Gluten-free flours are usually very low in fiber. They also lack B vitamins and iron, which are added to traditional wheat flour.
And when we go on a gluten-free diet, especially if we don't need to, those nutrients start to fall off.
In fact, food manufacturers often add a lot of unhealthy fillers like sugars and fats to simulate the effects of gluten. Number 19, veggie patties and burgers.
Red Robin caters to a lot of different tastes. They even have a garden burger just in case your teenage daughter's going through a phase.
This meat alternative is a quick solution for both seasoned vegetarians and those wanting to avoid red meat at their next barbecue. But don't be fooled, meat-free doesn't always mean healthy.
Oh, I see what it is. Their veggie burger is basically a hamburger with nothing in it. It's just all the toppings. So a veggie burger is just veggies, which is interesting. I was totally expecting a type of patty or something.
While veggie burgers might be lower in calories and fat than their meat-based counterparts, many commercial brands are not actually all that high in veggie content, and are instead packed with chemicals, preservatives, unhealthy oils, or fillers to make them more burger-like. If you really want a healthy alternative, avoid the processing by making your own with beans and grains, or just use a big portobello mushroom instead.
These are so juicy and good. I got it all over me.
Number 18, froyo. This is a cute term for frozen yogurt, which is intended to make the snack sound fancier and healthier than it actually is.
Hey, this yogurt is really something, huh? And it's non-fat. I've been waiting for something like this my whole life, and it's finally here.
Frozen yogurt is essentially just ice cream, only a bit more tart, lower in fat, and sometimes containing some potentially beneficial bacteria. But just because it's lower in fat doesn't mean it's healthy.
But what are we talking about? That's 500 calories before you add any toppings to it.
It's still loaded with sugar, especially when you add all the yummy accoutrements. It can also be more processed than ice cream, especially with non-fat varieties adding things like cellulose and carrageenan. When it comes to froyo, it really depends on what kind you get. It can be a decent treat if you put the effort in, but most of the time, it's just ice cream. Number 17, sports drinks.
50 more, let's do it again.
We've all seen the advertising that claims these products will help you rehydrate after a killer workout.
Try Power Thirst, energy drinks for people who need gratuitous amounts of energy.
And thanks to their added electrolytes like sodium or potassium, they might just do that. However, we said a killer workout, We did not say a leisurely stroll around the block with your dog.
Clinical scientists say they couldn't find specific backing for much of sports drink advertising, and much of what they could find, they characterize as flawed science.
Due to their often high calorie counts, these beverages are often not worth it for non-athletes.
I know what it tastes like. Championship, that's what's up. Yeah, one more drink and I'm done.
Plus, with those artificial dyes they add to create the drink's vibrant appearances, and the often mounds of sugar added, you're more often than not just better off sticking with high-quality H2O. Number 16, trail mix. This beautiful and tasty concoction is a favorite of hikers, runners, and bodybuilders. It usually contains some combination of nuts, often peanuts, dried fruit, and oats or granola. Basically, a lot of carb, protein, and fat-rich food that provides a burst of energy. It's a great, although sometimes high-calorie snack, provided you make it yourself. Store-bought trail mixes are often loaded with added sugars and sodium, which is the last thing you need on a long, hot walk in the blazing sun.
With raisins, peanuts, and candy-coated chocolatey bits in the mix, nobody can wait to hit the trail.
Various brands also contain chocolate candy like M&Ms, which obviously isn't very healthy. When it comes to trail mix, you should really just make your own, and stick to the natural, unsalted, dried fruits and nuts.
I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Since when?
Birth.
Number 15, processed organic foods. Like gluten-free, organic has become a healthy buzzword in recent years. Organic essentially means natural, and isn't natural always better?
Nearly half of organic fruits and vegetables tested in Ontario have traces of pesticides, and a little over 1% of the samples exceeded Canada's maximum allowed limits for pesticides.
The only thing is, organic is not necessarily interchangeable with natural. Organic foods can still contain artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, and also ingredients that are virtually identical to their non-organic counterparts, like sugar and organic raw cane sugar. Certification standards for organic can also vary. This is made especially worse when it comes to processed organic food. Remember, just because it's labeled organic doesn't necessarily make it healthier, although sometimes it may be. In fact, you're often paying outrageous prices for a product that is virtually identical to the regular thing.
The first thing I would do is say, okay, Whole Foods, is this really organic? And how do you know it's organic? Because I don't know.
Number 14, Bran muffins.
What would you like for breakfast, Johnny? Muffins! That's right.
While they seem harmless, they can add inches to your waistline and pounds to the scale if consumed on the regular. Don't let their plain appearance fool you. Depending on how they're made, Bran muffins can pack as much sugar as a donut.
They're big, they have a lot of fat, and they have a lot of sugar. And that's because even though it sounds healthy and has some fiber, they put all that fat and sugar in there to make that Bran muffin taste really good.
But the worst part of this seemingly smart snack? Portion size. Restaurant or store-bought Bran muffins are often far bigger than those your grandmother made, and therefore the golden rule of moderation falls by the wayside.
Holy cow, that's a huge muffin! Where the heck did you find it? I don't know.
Add an extra smear of jam or butter to the mix, and you've got one healthy-looking snack that is anything but. The smart alternative is to just make your own.
Oh, I got plenty of muffin, and muffin got plenty of me. You can't beat a good muffin first thing in the morning.
Number 13, protein bars. Like trail mix, protein bars are a favorite for bodybuilders, as it provides a yummy and convenient dose of protein. But if you're looking to ingest pure protein, you're really better off just buying a tub of the good stuff.
On the downside, look at the ingredients first thing you gotta do. If they're too high in sugar, there's not much separating a protein bar than a candy bar.
Protein bars often come equipped with high fructose corn syrup, crazy amounts of sugar, trans fats, and unhealthy fillers, making them little more than funny-tasting chocolate bars. You're arguably doing more harm than good by eating these after every workout.
But some of these bars also have as much sugar as candy bars, while others use loads of low-calorie sweeteners.
If you want a good source of protein without shelling out for the expensive stuff, stick to healthier and more natural options like eggs, beans, fish, and legumes. Number 12, packaged salads. It's a trap that many people fall into. You're looking for a healthy option for lunch, So you grab one of the prepared salads from a supermarket or a fast food joint.
Now think about this. 15 years ago, bag salads didn't even exist, and now they account for 70% of lettuce sales.
Salad is healthy, there's no doubt about that. But not takeout salads. A simple prepackaged salad can contain up to 1,000 calories, which is largely owing to ingredients like cheese, meat, and croutons, not to mention the salad dressing that is loaded with trans fats and sugar.
It's really crisp and fresh.
My taste buds just went crazy.
The meat, croutons, and cheese also contain a ton of sodium to help boost the flavor of the salad. If you're looking for a healthy takeout salad, opt for one without the fancy fixings, and throw away the dressing. Number 11, dried fruit.
Now we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes. You know, Mrs. Torrance, you gotta keep regular if you want to be happy.
But it's fruit. How bad can it be? Well, these bite-sized morsels are considered a healthy alternative to chips or candy. In reality, though, sometimes that's deceptive, as they can be processed and full of preservatives and artificial sweeteners. Plus, since dried food is so easy to eat, you'll eat more. Have you ever considered eating a dozen apricots in one sitting?
I'm absolutely stuffed. Bugger.
Probably not, but you wouldn't hesitate to eat that many dried. Banana chips are the worst offenders, however, because they're often deep fried like regular potato chips. You're better off grabbing fresh fruit next time you've got a craving for something sweet.
Dried fruit lacks water, so it can make you feel dehydrated. Hence, you will need to drink great amounts of water.
Number 10, veggie chips. These ersatz potato chips are made with thinly sliced vegetables or just potatoes and vegetable powders, which are then either deep fried or baked until crispy. If you own a dehydrator, it's best to make your own vegetable chips to ensure proper production.
I mean, you see this tomato, you see green, it looks all veggie filled. When you read the ingredient list on most of these packages, the first ingredient is potato. So you can read that as potato chips!
If made correctly, veggie chips can be a very healthy alternative to regular potato chips. Unfortunately, most store-bought brands, other brands are far better and are just actual vegetables, are composed of mostly potato starch and corn flour, and they're both fried and heavily salted to increase flavor. In the end, many mass-produced veggie chips are nothing more than regular potato chips or crisps or crackers coated in colorful veggie powder.
They do have a dash of vegetable powder, which seems mostly bad color, but they have about as much fat and calories as potato chips and a lot more sodium.
Number 9, smoothies.
Drinking a smoothie with no vegetable nutrition?
Strawberry banana. Mixing some fruits and veggies in a blender seems like a healthy option for a quick snack or a vitamin-boosting beverage on the go. But be warned, depending how they're made, these drinks can pack tons of calories and sugar that might not leave you feeling satisfied for long.
That blends up.
I don't know if it will.
Yes, the fruit's healthy, but added sugary fruit juice, scoops of sorbet, and frozen yogurt will all contribute to your waistline and cheat you out of nutritious vitamins to carry you throughout your day. You might even find that some ready-made versions pack as much of a caloric punch as soda, so making your own with quality ingredients is definitely the way to go.
And then we're gonna add a handful of greens, and you won't even taste them because of this beautiful kiwi.
Number 8, margarine. This is a product that is often touted as a healthy butter substitute. Fun fact, margarine was developed in France in the 19th century and was used a lot by both the armed forces and poorer citizens.
Margarine's likely going to have more unsaturated fat, where butter is going to have saturated fat.
And while it can be as healthy or arguably healthier than butter, this is a very contentious issue. Many margarine brands contain loads of truly terrible and unhealthy trans fats, which greatly increase blood cholesterol levels and the risk of heart disease. In fact, the Framingham Heart Study found that those who replaced butter with margarine were more likely to die from heart disease. So if you choose margarine over butter, be sure to get the one without trans fats. Number 7, fat-free products.
What about this? Did you lose weight? Actually, I have been trying this new fat-free diet I invented. All I've had to eat for the past 6 days are gummy bears, jelly beans, and candy corns. God, I wish I had your discipline.
Fat is bad, right? Then fat-free must always be a good thing. Well, neither of those statements is actually necessarily true. The science is in flux, and there are many healthy fats like salmon, which have a place in a balanced diet. But of course, since a low-fat diet is advocated for many by health authorities, fat-free foods must be a godsend, but they're not. Many products bearing this label are highly processed with chemicals and artificial flavors inserted to amp up their taste.
It's not a cookie, it's a fat-free Newton. Fat-free? I'm sure we can wait him out.
Even worse, fat-free doesn't mean calorie-free, so it's best to educate yourself about their ingredients and nutritional properties to see if they're really worth eating.
Be careful of those fat-free chips. They cause anal leakage. You cause anal leakage. It says so on the bag.
Number 6. Energy bars.
Gentlemen! Great! Looking large. Hey, you want the rest of my power bar?
No, I got a nitro bar.
How about an energy bar?
No, I got a muscle triplicator bar.
These packaged treats claim to be packed with vitamins and nutrition, but have been referred to as glorified candy bars by many of the world's leading voices in the health community. It's their use of unhealthy add-ons like white flour, saturated fats, and added sugars that make these so-called health foods unhealthy. Plus, most of them don't even boast as much fiber as you might think.
You can see that? It is delicious looking. Yum!
One bar might satisfy a craving, but it can add an additional 400 calories to your day. Even as a pre-workout snack, it seems this health food is better left on the shelf.
20 grams of pro-caliber protein from the locker rooms of the pros, now in yours.
Number 5. Fruit juice. You have the option of buying soda or some type of fruit juice. Logic tells you that the healthier option is the fruit juice. And while it is the healthier option, it's not exactly healthy at all. A lot of the cheap fruit juice you see in supermarkets is really just fruit-flavored sugar water, as there's no actual fruit to be found within them.
Even though something contains 100% fruit juice, it may be very processed and refined. So what ends up in the glass is not what came from the fruit itself.
But even real fruit juice is loaded with sugar, and all the benefits of the actual fruit, like the fiber, have been stripped clean. You're getting all the negatives of fruit and none of the benefits. In the end, fruit juices are likely to leave you feeling tired, hungry, and irritable, owing to their high sugar content. Number 4. Cereal granola.
So can you send other things? Say like breakfast cereal?
Do you have any idea what breakfast cereal is made of? It's those little curly wooden shavings you find in pencil sharpeners.
Sure, we know those sugary cereals packed with marshmallows are unhealthy, but surely those brands filled with bran and grains make for a good start to your day? Well, our advice is always read the labels carefully for this go-to breakfast option.
6 yummy colors!
Fruity yellow, berry purple, tasty orange, and blue berserple, berry green, and red rooty tooty.
These tricks taste mega fruity!
In many cases, they're produced in ways that diminish most or any potential nutrition. And many cereals are also full of sugar and refined carbohydrates that will lead you on a one-way street towards a midday sugar crash. Granola, on the other hand, is relatively healthy in terms of its fiber, minerals, and vitamin contents, but it can pack a huge punch fat and sugar-wise, so moderation is key.
A circus of fun to eat, so you crinkle on down to the store for post-sugar rice crinkles, the greatest cereal treat on earth.
Number 3. Yogurt parfaits. As is the case with frozen yogurt, regular yogurt varies wildly depending on what kind or brand you buy and how you eat it. Plain, natural yogurt is great, and it's a good source of protein, calcium, vitamins, and probiotics. However, not all yogurt is equal, and some of the cheaper options may come loaded with additives, flavoring, and high sugar content.
Certain types of fruit aren't colorful enough on their own, so the factory adds artificial coloring. Next come 2 types of sugar, fructose and sucrose.
And forget about yogurt parfaits, as these contain fruit syrup and sugar-rich granola. The result is a crazy amount of sugar and carbs that all but negate the positive effects of the yogurt itself and will have you crashing within the hour. Number 2. Skim low-fat milk.
I see you're drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat?
Because you're not. You could be drinking whole if you wanted to.
Like fat-free products, skim and low-fat milk purport to be healthy options for those trying to lose weight and stay healthy. And some health nuts have vilified full-fat milk as an extravagance that has no place in a healthy diet.
If you take the fat whip out of yogurt or dairy, what's left? Sugar.
Yeah, right.
You're turning it into a sugar drink.
Okay.
Plus, the fats in dairy actually tell your fat cells, relax.
Yes.
We got it covered. You guys can let go and release some of your stores.
But be warned, regular milk may be healthier for you on the whole than its lower fat counterparts.
There's only one thing I hate more than lying. Skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
Some science suggests whole milk may, ironically, be better for a person's overall cholesterol levels, even though non-fat milk has less cholesterol. Plus, important vitamins like A, D, E, and K are much more prominent in the full-fat variety. So perhaps it's best to guzzle an ice-cold glass of whole milk to maximize the nutritional value.
Kids, at age 12, I weighed 319 pounds. I had bad skin, low self-esteem, and no self-respect. Now, I eat success for breakfast with skim milk.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Diet soda.
You're quasi-evil. You're semi-evil. You're the margarine of evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie.
There's a rule of thumb that suggests you shouldn't drink your calories. Great advice, and diet soda is a great option to avoid wasting your daily caloric intake on liquid, right? Wrong. While sugar-free diet soda is an option for those with diabetes, it's best to be avoided by those of us without the disease, because it boasts no redeeming health qualities. Worse than that, these drinks contain tons of additives, chemicals, and dyes. With some studies potentially linking consumption of diet soda to obesity and other issues, this is one so-called health food you should avoid.
Yeah, what is it good for?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.